Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crypto Profit back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a quick look at Reef Finance. Right now we're seeing it at around that 0.0378, about a 38% increase in the last year alone. If we take a look at the last month, week, and 24-hour, we do see red all across the board. So I wanted to talk about Reef today because I know I have a few viewers that are invested in it, and I do want to talk about, we do see for the most part a majority of just increases over time, making our way to, up and up and up. Obviously, we saw these two upticks that, around that 5 cent mark. This one was a little higher, obviously, around 6. But, you see these upticks, they come straight back down, and then you continue on that same pattern. So one thing, kind of a red flag on Reef, but there are also a lot of, positives with Reef, but we'll talk about the red flag real quickly. So we're seeing these increases, and then on the way down, we're actually seeing them go lower than they were previously. So here we're seeing a 0.0282. Here we're seeing a 0.0262. Yes, that's not exactly the same here because you're seeing a stable spot, and we actually use the support there. But if you go to the next one, we do actually go lower. So 0.0355, we go up to a 0.0584, and now we're going down past that at a 0.0333. So it's already breaking that first support. So it's acting as if this is the support, which is more of just a dip and a continues to increase. It never really stabilized here. Reef is one of those coins I'd be a little wary on. If you're investing, I do think it's going to go up over the next year. We're going to give you my price predictions for April, May, and 2021. But it's not one of those coins that is going to be massive in a couple weeks. I don't think it's got that kind of potential. It does have a lot of potential, though, so we will be talking about that. I do want to talk more about the market cap being so low, though. So you are, this is more of a high risk, high reward type scenario where we have that market cap being that 426.8 million, the volume in the last 24 hours being that 65.2 million, and the circulating supply being 11.3 billion Reef. So Reef is definitely one that could be considered a very good, a very good way to jump in on a high risk, high reward coin. This will continue to be a high risk, high reward. If we look at the last month alone, we are coming down off of a high streak. So, once we get down to March 17th and, April 17th, we're going to be seeing that this is a gradual increase most likely. I do think that's going to be what we eventually see. Obviously, when we have our all-time high here on the left side, you're not going to be able to beat that on the right, unfortunately. But I do think Reef is going to do fairly well in the next upcoming days and the upcoming week alone. I think Reef, like I said, is going to do well because we're going to see gradual increases over the next year alone. So if it doesn't do well next week, it'll do well the next week because we are seeing, for the most part, like I said, gradual increases. So I do think there is potential behind Reef. And I think one of these times it won't be a gradual increase. I do think we will have a spike like we saw here up to about 6 cents or so. So you could easily do short-term profits on Reef. You just have to be fairly quick, have stop losses as well as selling limits. So it's one of those things. You do your own research on Reef. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, but let's jump straight into what Reef is real quickly and talk about why it's increasing gradually, why people are starting to realize, maybe it's something worth investing in. Maybe it's something that does have a future. Remember, right now it's below 4 cents and it has a low market cap. This is a very, very possibly good hidden gem. So let's talk about the DeFi made easy. They talk about Reef as an ecosystem for decentralized finance powered by Polkadot and now on Binance. So the Reef token is live right now if you guys didn't know, obviously. They have a testnet you can look into, but let's take a look at the blog itself. So we see that April 9th was their last article, and you can see introducing Reef baskets to manage and optimize investments. So Reef Finance has built the first cross-chain DeFi operating system, and our goal is to make DeFi easy for everyone. So it's just, they really do have this, great vision of what they're trying to accomplish. There's utility behind that, and there's also projects and updates that they are working on. So there's a lot of potential future possibilities with Reef. If we go down a little bit more, we do have to realize also, guys, they just released. We saw this on the price chart. If we go to the last year, the last all time, you can see the earliest was that December 28th as a listing. So this is a fairly new coin. We could see it break out still. It's not broken out. It's doing well since it's been listed, but it's not broken out, and I think we will continue to see potential into this Reef. So we go to the actual website again, and we go down a little bit. We see accessing DeFi liquidity across blockchains, gain smart DeFi exposure with interoperability across multiple blockchain ecosystems. Reef chain integrates with DeFi from Ethereum, Polkadot, Avalanche, Cosmos, and Binance Smart Chain. So here we have that, just a kind of little cool graphic when you scroll through. It kind of moves around for you. Introducing Reef Chain. Reef Chain is an EVM compatible chain for DeFi. It is fast, scalable, and has low transaction costs. Does not do any wasteful mining. It is built with Polkadot substrate and comes with on-chain governance. So Solidity, Reef staking, liquidity bridge, and that community governed. So it's just a cool concept. They know what they're doing. The introduction they give you to the Reef platform itself is fairly good. It tells you kind of about how it all works out and the Reef chain and how it's built for the DeFi. Like I said, there's a lot of potential behind something like this because there's not too many other coins doing this correctly at the moment. If we go down to the very bottom, you can see built with Polkadot substrate, Reef chain features next-gen blockchain technology utilizing nominated proof-of-stake consensus, EVM extensions, on-chain upgradability, libp2p networking, and state-of-the-art cryptography. If you go to the right, you can also see that you have a roadmap here. You guys know how much I love the roadmap. We have 2019 Q4 as our first stop on the roadmap. Obviously, we are past that, so they do have a lot on their list for 2020. If we go through 2020, we get to 2021, and this is where we obviously are currently at. Lots happening. There's a lot on their plate. They're jumping through a lot of different things right now, and they have a lot planned. So 2021 could really be a very, very large possibility for increases. They do only go to Q3, so hopefully Q4 they do have plans on working on some things. Obviously, that comes with time. You can't plan too far ahead because you don't really know how the previous steps are going to go. So it's a waste of time sometimes to plan too far ahead. So I'm sure that's what they're thinking. But we do have Reef Finance being that 38 cents right now. Let's give it a quick refresh, see if there's any new price changes, as this is a low market cap, so it could move a lot depending on who's investing and how much they're investing. So we have the 18% increase like we talked about on the month span. But April is going to be a big month for Reef in itself. I think we're going to see, if it recovers or if it just stabilizes to this, previous 4 cents. We're going to see, what's really Reef made of. I think this is going to be a good time to actually visually see what Reef is trying to accomplish here on the price chart. So let's jump into our price predictions for April, May in 2021. If you guys like Reef or you like these price predictions, definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn notifications on and like this video. And like I said, there's going to be a lot of potential behind Reef. I think if we jump into April, we're going to see Reef really make its way right around that 0.042 mark yet again by the end of month. Unfortunately, I don't see we're going to do too much in April. I think may be our chance to break out a little bit. But 0.042 is definitely not an all-time high for us, unfortunately, but it's going to be right around that range by the end of the month. I understand a lot of people are hoping for a lot more. Remember, guys, I do mostly conservative price predictions here on this channel, so for the most part, realistic and reasonable is my way of going, and I try to stay away from the hype. I definitely think there's a lot of hype to be sucked into for Reef because it is a low market cap, but it has a low volume. It has a lot of potential. That the coin itself makes sense. There's just a lot of utility behind it, and because of that, you want to give it a higher price point. But like I said, 0.042 is what I give it for April. By the way, end of May is going to be a very big potential point for us. I think we see it above 5 cents, maybe making its way to its previous all-time high of about 6 cents. I think we will see Reef reach really close to 6 cents, making a new all-time high and a stabilization right around this previous all-time high of 0.0584. I think going into 2021, we will see maybe a potential spike in the middle, but we won't even have an all-time high at the end of the year because I think there will be a spike in the middle of the year that is higher than the end of the year spike. So we'll see what happens. I think that at the end of the year we'll see it stabilize out at about that 10 to 12 cent mark at the very least, stabilizing around that range and giving a lot of people some forex profits. Hopefully, if you're in now, you remain in to the end of the year so you can get those forex profits. Hopefully, that is correct prediction. If we take a look at the last year, though, you can see that it has been on this gradual increase. And if we take a look at this last year alone, we are on pace to get around that 10 to 12 cent mark. Definitely, if we can have some higher increases, and obviously we're going to have corrections, we're going to have spikes, we're going to have it all throughout the rest of 2021, but there's potential for that 10 to 12 cent mark, and it makes a lot of sense with what they're trying to accomplish on Reef Finance. So that is where I'm going to pin Reef Finance for today. If you guys appreciate this video, like I said previously, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, like the video, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think about Reef. I think it's a very interesting coin, if you want me to take more looks into Reef, because this is my first video on this channel of Reef. So if you like this video and you want to talk more about Reef, let me know in the comments, and I will definitely upload some more Reef videos and do some updates along the way. I think there's a lot of potential behind this coin because it's going to be a lot of fun to talk about. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys all in the next one.